Hi everyone, my name is Hannah.
And I'm Sasha.
Hi, I'm Amanda Rogers, and we're all student teachers at the University of Texas at Austin. Today we're going to talk about the exhibition that the Visual Arts Center put together called Between Two Worlds that focuses on artists who grew up in border towns and how those experiences molded their identity. We're going to discuss Cande Aguilar's Ni de Aquí, ni de Allá from the Between Two Worlds exhibit, and then we're going to create our own inspired collage. We're going to break down all the layers and techniques that you need to create this collage, so let's get started. Before we get started on our artwork inspired by Ni de Aquí, ni de Allá, it's important that we take a look at the piece. Ni de Aquí, ni de Allá directly translates to neither here nor there in English. Feel free to pause or rewind the video to take a closer look.
Now that you have looked at the work closely, what materials do you think were used? What things jump out at you? What objects and colors do you connect with and like? Cande Aguilar is a self-taught artist from Brownsville, Texas. His artwork explores a variety of images, colors, and textures. By using images from popular culture, his piece Ni de Aquí, ni de Allá tells a story of how identity is present in our culture.
His artwork takes inspiration from his environment, derived from colorful observations of his local area. For this reason, he defines his unique style as barrio pop, meaning neighborhood pop. As an Austinite, I might take inspiration from this mural, because it is a pop symbol for my environment that reminds me of my identity as a citizen of Austin. What is an example of barrio pop from your environment?
Before we create our collage, though, we have to gather our media. Media is the materials and tools that artists use to create the work of art. And since you're the artist today, you're going to want to gather any markers, images, cutouts. And today I have my markers, colored pencils, and my image. And we're going to be putting that on our surface. But remember, only use cutouts that you are okay with gluing down permanently, because you won't be able to get them back later.
Let's look at some possible materials before you go on an art scavenger hunt for media. Crayons, markers, colored pencils, pens, cardboard, newspaper, magazines, coloring book pages, glue, scissors, stickers, stamps, decorative tape, string, and X-Acto knives are just some of the things you can find on your art scavenger hunt. As you can see, each one of us were able to find different types of media. This is perfectly okay. The materials and how they're used tell us, the viewer, a story. Now let's look at how to make a collage. Through layering different materials, we can create a story, a self-identity, the same way as Cande Aguilar.
Before you glue anything, it's a good idea to have an understanding of how collages work. Collages involve lots of overlap. Overlap means that one image may cover a piece of another image. I have many different kinds of media that I want to put together for this collage, and I need to think about how they will come together on the piece and overlap so that it looks visually appealing. Composition is how the media is arranged on the paper, so I might play around with all my pieces and how they fit together, or different kinds of compositions before gluing them.
A collage is made by gluing different materials to a backing. A backing is something like cardboard or paper that you glue your materials to. Another fancy term for this is affixed, meaning gluing one thing to something else. Some objects like paper can be affixed with a simple PVA glue, or liquid Elmer's glue. The best way to ensure that your media stays affixed to your backing is to glue all corners and edges of your media. For other media with textures that do not agree with Elmer's glue, consider using a stronger glue. A helpful resource to determine this is the website thistothat.com. Links to this website can be found in the description below.
Now that we have learned how to overlap our images and materials, it is time to start adding in our drawings and writing. To add this to your collage, you can use crayons, markers, and colored pencils to draw shapes and write your name. If you are using magazine images, the crayons and markers you draw on top can react differently compared to our paper and cardboard. The crayons may not be as bright and may appear waxy. And when you use markers, the marker's ink can be splotchy and smear if ink has not dried. But for bright and bold drawings, try using a Sharpie marker. But remember, Sharpie is permanent and can stain clothing, so you may need parental supervision. Another way to add color to your collage is to take a sheet of paper and scribble on any colors with crayons and markers, then cut them out into different shapes. After you've arranged them to your liking, you can glue them down. Remember, there is no right or wrong way to do this, and you can add as much or little as you want. There are no mistakes.
As you can see, each one of ours turned out differently. Please look in the description below for more information if you're curious about Cande Aguilar or the VACs Between Two Worlds. Also consider sharing your art with us on Instagram with the hashtag BetweenTwoWorldsVAC.